Hey there, what's going on? This is Seth from the RE Tipster blog. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that somebody emailed me about just a few weeks ago, and it's really kind of stuck with me since I got this email. The email was from a guy who was a new investor. He was just kind of inexperienced, hadn't really done a direct mail campaign before, and he was kind of just winging it. And the funny thing was, he did everything right. He picked out the right people. He sent out the postcards. He was getting calls in left and right like crazy. But the problem was, when he was getting these phone calls, he didn't really know what to say to people. Like they would call and ask him questions and kind of corner him and try to find out who he was and why he sent him this stuff. And he didn't really know what to say. I mean, he wasn't really confident and sure of himself. When I got that email, I just sort of thought about it for a while, and I started to realize that's really not an abnormal thing at all. In fact, I had that exact same problem when I first started. I mean, I distinctly remember the first several phone calls I had being very awkward. I was really just kind of fumbling around and just hanging on for dear life, trying to not sound like a total idiot when I was talking to these people. And I've talked to several people over the years who've had very similar problems. Just, they don't know what to say, or it's just they're kind of nervous and, the words come out wrong. And, I mean, essentially the conversation just sort of goes down in flames because they just don't know what they're doing. And the problem is, when they hang up the phone, they kind of feel stupid, and the person they talk to is probably like, what the heck was that all about? And it just sort of leaves everybody walking away with just sort of a lot of negative energy. And for understandable reasons. I mean, I've literally known people who have quit this business altogether because of a single phone call, because a phone call went so badly that it was enough to kill it for them. And it's just a tragedy, because I think there's a few different issues going on here and a few different reasons why people struggle with phone calls like that, especially in the beginning. I think the first reason is that people just kind of generally are not comfortable talking with strangers. I mean, obviously we're all adults. We all have to make phone calls and, get a hold of people and, get business done in our day-to-day lives. But to just talk to like person after person after person who you don't know, they don't know you, and you're trying to, figure out how to do business with them, especially when you're brand new at this. I mean, it's just a weird thing to try to figure that out on your own. And I think, it's a matter of acknowledging that that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And if you have a bad phone call, you know what? Who cares? I mean, you don't ever have to talk to this person again if you don't want to. And they don't even know yet. So, what does it matter if you sound like an idiot on the phone? I've done it many, many times, and it's fine. Having a bad phone call is not the end of the world, all right? You'll get through it, and you can keep going on. Another one of the issues that I think a lot of people struggle with is they don't really know what they're supposed to say to people on the phone when they call. I mean, whether they're making the call or whether they're receiving the call, the point of the call is to pull out certain pieces of information from the person you're talking to. In my case, when I'm talking to people, I'm trying to find out, what kind of property they have, what it consists of, what the dimensions of it are, what it can be used for. If they're interested in selling, how much they think it's worth, and generally, how motivated this person is to sell in the first place. Like, do they sound like they're in a situation where they're going to accept a really low offer from me? Or do they sound like the kind of person who doesn't need my help and it's not worth my time to even send them an offer? Those are the kind of things I'm trying to figure out. And one way that I sort of coped with that was I had just a very simple checklist of questions that I would ask everybody whenever I would have these phone calls. So really, the agenda for the call was very simple. I just kind of treated it like a questionnaire. And I would go through these different questions and get the answers I needed to and move on. So it's really, rather than kind of trying to figure it out on the fly, it's just a matter of knowing what the point of the call is. And the point is to get those questions answered. And by the way, if you want to see an example of the questions that I would ask people, you're more than welcome to take a look at my actual call sheet that I use to call people. If you sign up for the newsletter at the bottom of this blog post, it's called the RE Tipster Club. There's going to be a link that you'll get to the RE Tipster toolbox. And in that toolbox, you're going to see my call sheet. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free to sign up. And the third thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, and I might even go so far as to say most people struggle with, and I know I certainly did, is just an overall lack of self-confidence, just lack of believing in oneself. I know this was a huge problem for me, and I actually didn't even know it for, months into the process. I didn't realize that the reason for the trouble that I was having was because I was sort of approaching it kind of as this, submissive, subservient kind of person, and oh, please don't yell at me, I'm just trying to be nice and get this information and get off the phone as quick as I can. And that's not the way to go about these phone calls. You have to be very confident in yourself. You have to be the adult in the conversation. It's really more of a thought process more than what you're saying. It's a matter of, being confident in yourself and not being afraid of the people you're talking to on the phone. So at the end of the day, I think there's really three main things that you can do to start getting better at your phone calls if you're having trouble, okay? First and foremost, you need to get more confident in yourself. You need to believe in yourself and believe in who you are and not be afraid to just lay it out. And I've even gotten into the habit of, when I know I'm going to be making a ridiculously low offer to somebody, it's almost a way of proving a point to myself. I can even verbally say this to people on the phone, and I don't really care what their response is. It doesn't bother me if they get mad or get offended or flip out and swear at me. It just doesn't matter anymore because I'm that confident in, who I am and what I need to do, and their emotional responses don't bother me. They can do whatever they want, and it's not going to change what I'm going to be doing. So that kind of leads into the second point, is that if you're not confident in yourself, one of the best ways that I know of to get more confident is to practice and get experience and, just call people and call people and call people and have these conversations and power through the awkwardness and the difficulties that you encounter. Because I'll tell you what, those, awkward moments and the difficulties in figuring out how to slog through these conversations that aren't always fun, that's what's going to make you great at talking to people on the phone. There's no better teacher than that kind of experience. And, it's not always fun, but, you will walk away from those experiences a much stronger communicator every single time you go through it. And then lastly, as I said earlier, I think a great way just to sort of get more comfortable and feel more confident on the phone is to have a list of the questions that you want to ask. Understand thoroughly before you pick up the phone with anybody, what is the point of this phone call? What is my agenda? What am I trying to get accomplished? What do I want to have when I hang up this phone? And really, if you're trying to get questions answered, which is usually what most people are trying to do, write those questions out. Commit them to memory if you have to, so that you can do it on the fly. But, the point is, know why you're having the conversation. Because if you don't have a very clear-cut path and, if you're not able to connect the dots with this whole process, then you're really just going to be sort of blown in the wind, and nobody wants to be in that kind of situation. It's weird, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable. If you don't even know the point of why you're talking to somebody, it's just going to be a lot harder, way harder than it needs to be. So if you're someone who's having a lot of trouble on the phone, let me just tell you, I get it, all right? I've had many, many, many awkward, painful conversations with people that did not go well at all. And I know how hard it can be. It can be very, very difficult. But it is just incredibly important that you not let that get you down and not let that derail you from your objective, because those phone calls are going to come up. And I wouldn't say they're common. It's not like you have them every day, but they will happen from time to time. And it's important that when those come up, that you don't freak out. You know how to handle it with tact. And even if it means hanging up the phone, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. So hopefully that was helpful. That's sort of my take on how to improve your phone calling skills. And really, to be honest with you, it's one of those skills that I don't think you ever really fully have. It's something that you get better at every single time you do it. I'm still getting better at it to this day. So thanks for checking in, and I wish you all the best. See ya.